Evening.
Todd, I think your starting defense was out there for 6 plays and gave up 13 yards. What can you say about what you saw from your starting defense tonight?
Like the energy, like the way they flew around. They came out and played as one, so that was encouraging.
Todd, that pressure off the side seemed to stand out early. What were your thoughts on Yaya's performance along with Ruben Bang in your first chance to look at him?
They were getting off the ball. It was exciting to see them get off the ball and happy to see them play.
Todd, you just talk about the spark you got from Jalon Daniels. Obviously, hadn't really done much offensively, and then to score on 3 straight drives with him leading the way.
He did a good job closing out the game, second week in a row. He made some plays, some clutch plays. Obviously, there's a lot of things he's got to learn, but at the same time, he goes out there and he makes things happen, and he gives us a chance to win.
What about Cameron Johnson? What did you see from him tonight? Because we saw an awful lot of him.
He made some plays in kickoff return. We wanted to see him at receiver. He made some plays. Obviously, I got to look at the film to see everything else, but he definitely was noticeable.
Could you talk about Patterson's performance as well? He also tied for the same amount of yards that the number 19 did. So could you talk about his performance?
I thought he showed up. He did a great job with the yak yards after catch, turning short yards, short gains, short pass plays into some gains right there, and he did a very good job.
Todd, I know you plan on playing starter or Baker about 8 to 15 plays depending on how it went, but you were down a bunch of tackles in this game. Does it just make sense not to get him in a drop-back type of situation with a lot of quick throws and handoffs?
We wanted to emphasize the running game. We said that going in, so it was part of our plan to try and run the ball going right there. But, down a couple of tackles, you never try to get them hurt that much. At the same time, we tried to have a game plan of running the ball. We started out well. We got the penalty that pushed us back late, but I was happy with the efficiency.
Todd, I have 3 tackles down and Shroud out as well. Of those 4, are any of those likely to extend all the way to the opener right now?
We'll see right now. We'll see. Tristan's been working his way back. We'll see about the other ones.
Todd, was Connor basically scheduled to get any snaps today, or was it
Not today, he wasn't, no.
Speaking of injuries, I know a number of your wide receivers were held out. Do you know at this point if any of those receiver injuries would carry on to possibly week 1?
Not at this time, I don't.
Todd, going back to Jalon, there was a sequence where he made a great escape down by the goal line and then got everybody lined up for the touchdown real quick. Just talk about his poise in that moment.
For a rookie, he's a very smart player. He pays attention in the meetings. I mean, he's greater in the building. He wants to know everything. He processes everything well, and, that was an example of it. He executed it well, and he played good ball.
Tough for your running back depth. We saw Josh Williams out there before. We saw Sean Tucker tonight. Well, what has Josh shown you to get the earlier look?
He had a good game last week. He had a good game last week, and we wanted to see him against better guys, so we wanted to put him out there early. It didn't mean nothing as far as them flip-flopping, but we wanted to see him earlier.
Todd, I know you mentioned Yaya Diaby and Ruben Bain, but what can you say about David Walker consistently generating pressure out there?
I know he had some pretty good rushes. I got to look at the overall part of the game, but I did see 2 good rushes.
What have you seen from Mo Camara, who was in the practice squad last year? He's shown up and made some splash plays the last couple of weeks.
Mo has a lot of energy. It's just grasping the entire system. He has some very good plays where he's very tough and he plays with all the energy. He's just got to make sure he has a good command of the defense.
You're going to have some joint practices coming up and then a final preseason game. Where do you anticipate the hardest roster decisions will be?
All of them are hard. Anytime you got to cut somebody, but obviously the receiver room, there's going to be some. There's going to be some in the backer room, inside and outside. The last D lineman is going to be some. It's going to be a problem in the secondary. So wideouts as well. So we got a big problem as well as quarterback.
Would you consider keeping 3 quarterbacks, or would you be nervous about putting Daniels on waivers or something like that?
We'll consider it. We'll see. We haven't talked about it all yet, but there's a lot of decisions that have to be made.
Coach, do you expect Tristan Wirfs to be part of the joint practice against Jacksonville? And do you think the tackle situation could kind of mess up the joint practices a little bit?
No, we'll see. We're going to start working him and see how he feels and kind of go off how he feels.
Anything else? Thanks, man.
Thanks.